In today's class, let us discuss on general properties of good timber. First is color. Color of timber should be perfectly dark. Light color indicates weak timber. So, whenever you are going to select a timber for your construction work, you have to keep in mind these properties. The color, what type of color of timber you have to use? The dark color you have to see. Light color indicates weak timber. If you see the appearance, the freshly cut surface of timber should exhibit hard and shining appearance. It should have a shining appearance. The hardness. A good timber should be hard, and the chemicals present in the hardwood and the density of the wood imparts hardness to the timber. Right? So it should be weight. Weight should be good. It should have denser. The timber should be denser, and it should be hard enough to resist any chemical actions. Mechanical wear and tear. A timber should not deteriorate easily due to mechanical wear and abrasions. Whenever you see any abrasions, the timber should resist this mechanical wear and tear. The shape. A good timber should be capable of retaining its shape during conversion and seasoning. So, whenever you start cutting the timber into different shapes, okay, it should retain its shapes. It should not decrease its volume. Okay, after seasoning, it should not decrease its volume. So, you have to see that the shape should be retained. The elasticity, the timber should return to its original shape when load causing deformation is removed. Whenever you apply load on a timber, it gets deformed. When load is removed, it should come back to the original shape. So, this property we call it as elasticity property. A good timber should have this elasticity property. Next is the durability. The timber should be durable against the action of the insects, fungi, chemicals, physical agencies and mechanical agencies. So, it should be durable, it should last for longer duration. The fibers, the timber should have straight fibers, right? It should not have undulated fibers. The undulated fibers indicates weak timber. The fire resistance and thermal expansion. The timber should have high resistance to fire, and timber has very low coefficient of thermal expansion, and coefficient of thermal expansion should be low, and timber should be high resistance to fire, and grains should be parallel to each other, and it should be bad conductor of heat. And you know that timber should be, whatever the timber which you are using, should be bad conductor of heat and electricity. It should resist the fire, and it should have low coefficient of thermal expansion. The smell, coming to smell. A good timber should have sweet smell. An unpleasant smell indicates decayed timber or rotten timber. So, whatever the freshly cut timber, when you are going to smell the timber, it should give a very good smell. The defects. The timber should be free from defects such as dead knots, flaws or shakes. Sound. A timber should give out clear ringing sound when struck each other. A dull or heavy sound, a dull sound when it indicates it is a decayed timber. So, when you struck two timber, it should give clear ringing sound. Strength. The timber should have high strength in bending, shear and direct stresses, and this timber will be used as a structural member such as beams and columns, hence strength should be good. Structure. It should have uniform structure. The fiber should be firm in it. Whatever the fibers which we see in the timber, it should be firm, and it should have uniform structure throughout. Toughness. The timber should be tough, that is, it should be capable of offering resistance to shocks due to vibrations. Say due to vibrations and shocks, it should resist. It should not undergo any deformation, and it should not break. When there is sudden application of load, it should absorb the load. Next is the water permeability. A timber should show low water permeability. The water permeability will be greater along the fibers than in other directions. So, water permeability should be low. Weathering effects. A timber should show least disintegration due to adverse weathering actions such as alternate dryness and wetness, extreme heat and extreme cold conditions. It should resist these conditions. These are general properties of good timber. Let us summarize once again. First is the color. Color should be perfectly dark. Light color indicates weak timber. Appearance. Freshly cut surface of timber should exhibit hard and shining appearance. Hardness. Timber should be hard. Chemicals present in the wood and density of the wood imparts hardness to the timber. Mechanical wear and tear. It should resist the mechanical wear and abrasions. It should retain its shape. Like coming to shape, it should retain its shape during conversion and seasoning. It should not deform. Elasticity, the timber should be elastic in nature. So when load is applied on it, it will get deformed. When load is removed, it should come back to the same position. Next is durability. The timber should be durable and capable of resisting the action of fungi, insects, chemicals, etc. Fibers should be straight. It should resist the fire and it should be low coefficient of thermal expansion. A good timber should have sweet smell, and unpleasant smell indicates decayed timber. It should be free from defects such as knots, flaws, shakes, etc. It should give clear ringing sound when struck each other. It should have good strength. It should have uniform structure and toughness. It should be tough against the shocks or vibrations, and it should be very good against water permeability. It should be water permeable, and it should resist the weathering action such as extreme cold and extreme heat and alternate wetness and dryness. These are some of the general properties of good timber. Thank you.